The city of Milwaukee files a federal lawsuit against several fire truck manufacturers, the latest in a string of communities with lawsuits alleging price fixing and suppression of the supply. The lawsuit, like prior filings, names Oshkosh Corporation in the Fox Valley, Rev Group out of Brookfield, Wisconsin, and the Fire Apparatus Manufacturers Association. It alleges they worked together to limit competition and purposely kept production capacity low in order to increase prices. The city of Milwaukee contends that those two factors force, quote, fire departments to keep old, unreliable trucks instead of replacing them, which impairs firefighters' ability to respond effectively, leaves the public less protected during fires and other emergencies, end quote. Several other pending community lawsuits are now combined into two different federal lawsuits against those same defendants. In court filings, all three have denied the allegations.